Alright guys, here we go to hit the streets, fight some crime, do some vigilante work. Keep looking good, holding good. Alright, let's see how it does. And for those of you who don't know, I'm currently in Indianapolis, Indiana, which does not have a good rep for its crime rate. So, you know, if there was one place to fight crime, it would be here. So, but I'm not too sure what this guy is doing. Holy jeez, what a drop. And notoriously bad roads. Looking back there, guys, this cape holding pretty well. So lesson learned from the last video, that I wore the cape and I only had one safety pin in it, so when I got to high speeds it got all twisted up, and then so I learned that I put more safety pins in and hopefully it holds it straight, gives it a better look. Listen, I've probably got so many people making fun of me, but I watched something. Embarrassment is an underexplored emotion. Not too many people are willing to go through embarrassment or embarrass themselves, or willing to look silly or to look ignorant in a situation in order to actually gain knowledge or to become more experienced or whatever it is, because ego takes over, and at that point, you know, we want the need to be right outweighs the desire to learn, to grow. And yeah, that's why there's the saying, put your pride to the side, because when you can do that, you can you know, you can actually grow as a being, human, learn something, whatever it may be. And man, this is just a beautiful sunset today. It's been pretty beautiful lately. And by far, cruise control, if you don't have it on your bike, you're missing out. I mean, this is the first bike I've had with cruise control. I never got a throttle lock even on my last one, so the joy of being able to just hit the cruise control button, sit back, let the bike kind of just take itself. At that point, you're just along enjoying the ride. And hopefully these people are doing something. Maybe I need to get off this road. Sure, I'm gonna take Emerson. Back this direction. A lot of gravel there. Yeah, and anybody who owns an R7 and has not gotten it tuned, flashed after, or any bike regardless of that. I've heard even if you've got the Ninja 4RR, it takes it from 50 to 80 horsepower when you get that thing flashed. So the amount of restrictions that are on a bike when you pipe from the dealership and then you put an exhaust on, you know, you're gonna run lean until you get that bike flashed or tuned for the proper exhaust that you put on your bike. And you know, I would recommend a reputable dyno or dealership that does those for you. Me personally, I looked around. 2.0 Dyno Works seem to be highly recommended and have quite a bit of reviews, so I felt comfortable shipping my ECU off to them and having that taken care of. So I pull around to that officer, guys, and ask him what's going on. I lost myself now. I know that there's other people who like to do that too, who, you know, may hop on their bike, may not have a certain destination in mind where they want to ride, and you may just hop on your bike and start riding for a little bit, and then next thing you know, you're either in a place you don't recognize or you're lost. Or I think that's the best part about riding a bike, you know. And I know people like to do that even in their cars. You know, I enjoy going for rides in my vehicle a lot of times, even before, you know, I had a bike. But you know, I love having a bike because now I'm out in the open, I get to feel the wind, and once again, like I said, cruise control, you got that. You know, this thing sets cruise control at 30 miles an hour, so if I really wanted to, I could just set that on a nice road and just let the bike, you know, do its thing. And, you know, I get to get views like this, look over, nothing too great over there, just a train track. But so cruise control, you know, if you're, you know, that I want to say it's make or break in, you know, in your bike decision, but you know, it's definitely got to be my top favorite thing, going from a 22 to a 26 R7. Or, you know, really I could have went from mini bike, you know, from that to any bike with the cruise control, but or any leader bike or higher. I was actually looking at the R9, but I was really sold on this color scheme for obvious reasons. And so the R9 and the 70th anniversary was, you know, that the second that thing hit the floors, it was gone. Somebody was putting a deposit on it. You know, I was told almost everywhere that it's got us a power limit. I do plan on getting some gear. I've just been back and forth between whether I want to get some street gear or some track gear, because I do want to actually go to the track this year, and so in order to do that, I need a tracksuit. And you know, I've found a better use of $1,300 to $1,500 other than a tracksuit at this moment. So, but I do have one in my shopping cart that I'm probably gonna end up purchasing in the next week or so, just so I can have something that I can take to the track, that I can, you know, when I do go to the mountains and different things, I can put on my suit and not have to worry about, you know, anything like that. I'll feel more comfortable taking corners, you know, dragging knee, doing those things. But I'm familiar with this area. I've stumbled across this road before. I've ended up down here. So We're gonna pull up here to the monument. Those who are from Indianapolis, who maybe have been to Indianapolis, to the downtown area, may know of its location, but it's a pretty decent place. Some bikers will pull up there. I personally don't care too much for the typical bike spot that they have here. One of my favorite things about, well, I've already told you guys, was the cruise control, but they did bring all the tech from the R9 and the R1 down to this bike, so it's a pretty cool thing is you guys can change the theme. So we've got theme 1, theme 2, gives you guys a little bit of the, it's kind of like the old style one. Oh shoot, we've switched those around. You can do that for any of those, but to go back to the theme, you got 1, 2, 3. That's another one I'll typically switch between. I do like that one. And then we've got theme 4. It's kind of basic. And then your track, which all these two, I guess when you put it in track, does actually affect the settings, you know, of the bike, as we was talking about the lift control. I guess I think there's something that you get when you're in track called launch control. I've yet to do that, but another thing I still need to do is hook up to the Y Connect app. But listen, I'll tell you what, I could just not keep getting reds. That would be wonderful. You know, a string of green lights wouldn't be too much to ask for, would it? So, but you know, so we'll just catch every red light along the way. But it's okay because I get to talk to you guys. So I have, you know, there was thoughts, like I said, I originally wanted to get the R9, you know, because I had an R7 before. Wanted to go a little bigger, but you know, I really did enjoy my first R7. I put about roughly 4,000 miles on it, and then I ended up selling that one, hung up the helmet for roughly a year, and then after that, I would say that, you know, coming back to it is not that bad. You know, I remember I had a lot of fun on it last time, and it's a bike that I really do enjoy. You know, the torque for the weight combo ratio is pretty nice. In town, you know, you're in and out, you're having a lot of fun, and you know, when you really do, I can't. When you do flash and tune this bike, it really does change it dramatically. And so here we are. This is Monument Circle. Looks really good at night, so we may park it. Oh no, what do we got going on here? swing back around. Some more shots. Is that a fellow biker? It is. Oh, he's definitely on a lot bigger bike. See, you guys still doing good back there? Yep, looks like you're still doing good. So, get over here. Oh, okay, I've got a little bit of gas, but we're downtown. Oh, nice. Got the glows. They got the glows too. Pet peeve turn signals, guys. I don't even have some on my front and I still use them. I may or may not even be breaking the speed law, some could call it. And I'm still using a turn signal, merging. It bugs me. It's like, it's the biggest way of communication to another driver. You know, next to your horn. Which we all know that you guys love to use those things. But not too many people are using their turn signals like they should be. And then we'll come in from this AES. Corporate. Well, we'll have to go down that way. There's a monument statue. Views of this. There's Capitol. A nice monument. So view from that side. Let's cruise down this road. Oh, and the lights, come on. Yeah, well, the flash came through, so you know, had to bring power to the place. Definitely needed a little bit more airflow in here. Oh no, sound quality is going down though, for sure. Did it in a lower RPM, so it's not obnoxious. Okay, I'm just sitting it backwards. I typically come this way, so. Oh, thank you for stopping. LEDs making me more visible, doing their job.